Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to film my July 2025 monthly plan with me. But first, a quick look back at how June turned out. So as you can probably tell, the first 1, 2, 3 weeks of June were very busy. And then the latter part of the month, we didn't really have any plans. We were just handling some stuff around the house. So pretty busy to start with, but then calmed down towards the end of the month and got outside a lot. Our weather in June was pretty mild. We had a couple of days of 100 or close to 100 degrees here, but for the most part, it was pretty nice. So it was warm, but not too hot. So we got to get outside quite a bit, which was nice. And I also did a fair amount of reading, which was nice as well. So moving into July, we are transitioning back to Itty Bitty Sticker Co. monthly kits this month. So I have the July monthly kit for this year. So it's a 2-pager. It's kind of seafood, tin fish themed, so that's really fun. And then I have the extra little character or deco sheet that I'm going to use here as well. And then I have a bunch of random die cuts that I pulled together that I thought would work well for this month. So we're going to flip a page back actually and start off the plan with me there because I want to decorate my blank dashboard page. So June's looked like this, and I am going to pull in my little monthly sheet here too. So let me go ahead and cut this out. July, I am realizing July 2025 is my 10 years of decorating a vertical style planner. So I started with a happy planner back when those first came on the scene in early 2025. I had started decorating a planner, I feel at the end of 2014 maybe, although maybe it was in 2015. I'm not 100% sure. But I first got into the vertical style of planning around this time 10 years ago because that was when my happy planner started in July. So I didn't use an Erin Condren at first because I couldn't justify the price. I think I probably used a Michaels coupon on that happy planner, if I'm being honest. And then about 6 months later, I ended up getting an Erin Condren anyway. I think I probably used somebody's referral code and then used Erin Condren for a few years. And then I think in 2020, I transitioned to the Michaels Recollections style of that planner, which they no longer carry, I've noticed. And used that for probably 2.5 years, and then discovered the Sadie Stickers planner and started using that in 2023, I believe. And then that's where we're at now. So I have thought about filming some sort of 10 years of decorative planning video, flipping back through my old planners. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Obviously, I wouldn't flip through every single page of them, because 10 years worth of planners is quite a lot of planners. But I'm considering maybe picking a favorite week or two from each of my planners from the last 10 years. I have other planners besides just my vertical weekly ones that are really decorated, but those would be the main ones that I'd probably flip through. But yeah, picking a spread or two, a favorite week from each year and showing that just to kind of show how my planning style has evolved. And I can't tell if this sticker is actually a sticker or not. It looks like it should be because it's really thick, but I'm trying to figure out if I can actually pull the backing off of this or if I'm just doing something that's impossible. Okay, I think that might not actually be a sticker. We're going to treat it like it's not a sticker. This one probably is. This is from V2ESAcreations.com. This was definitely a freebie from somebody. I didn't buy this, so yeah, but I thought it was cute for July. Whoa, that is hollow. That just blinded me. This one's from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. I'm using this because we're going to a couple of concerts this month, so I thought this would be fun. I feel you can probably still buy this one. Hers are really high quality, so you can have a lot of fun with these. Sparkly, wow, I'm actually blinding myself. And then these last two pieces I'm going to glue down with the tape runner. But yeah, let me know if you'd like to see, especially for those of you who are newer to my channel, if you'd like to see like how my planning style has evolved over time. I have definitely followed a lot of trends within reason, just because I can't always fully follow a trend because I seem to have a smaller budget than a lot of people, but that's fine with me. But yeah, I think it would make sense to, I don't even know why I added this. This is going to be kind of weird. But yeah, I think it would make sense to, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Sorry. Yeah, I just think it would be fun to look back at my favorite weeks from the last 10 years in my decorated planners. I still have like other planners that I experimented with or like used just to scribble notes in as well, but I don't think those would be as nice to look back at. Okay, so now my dashboard page is done. Somehow that took 7 minutes of speech. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and move on to the monthly view. So I am going to, I'm pretty sure I'm going to redate this from a Sunday start to a Monday start because Tanya's style of kits allow you to do that really easily. I just prefer a Monday start. The only time I don't redate it to be a Monday start is if like it's going to cause there not to be enough space for the 30th or the 31st of the month. This kit is so cute. I have missed the Molly monthlies. And I just think this is a really fun summer theme with like seafood, plus cats love seafood, plus I love seafood. Plus, if you didn't watch my lineup, you heard all about how my husband's kind of a tin fish girly. That's so crooked, but oh well. I like certain tinned fishes. I'm not crazy about all of them though. My husband definitely likes the funk. I like fishiness to a certain extent, and then it's like, okay, that might be a bit much, you know? And the cats, of course, get very excited anytime my husband cracks open something stinky because they're like, wow, that smells like cat food, that's for me. And we're like, sorry, but no. We will cook up for them like fresh seafood, so like tomorrow is Clover's adoptiversary, so we have some salmon that we're going to make for ourselves, and then we'll cook some of it separately on season for them so that it's safe for them to eat. But yeah, okay, so that's all I have to do for the monthly view. Let's get into the plans. So this is a lot simpler of a kit, so that kind of helps. So Tuesday the 1st is going to be Clover's adoptiversary. We've had her for 2 whole years, and so much has happened in 2 years, and she's grown so much bigger and stronger and kind of smarter. I make fun of Clover just a little bit as being like an orange brain cell cat, even though she's a calico, but her face is mostly orange, so there's that. But she's smart in her own way. It's just compared to our other cat who was like all street smarts, because she literally, as far as we know, lived on the streets of LA and raised kittens and ended up in the shelter that way. Evie's just got more street smarts. That's all I'll say about that. So compared to Clover, Evie just seems a lot smarter. Evie also, we got her when she was 3, whereas we got Clover when she was like less than 3 months old. So I don't know, we'll see in the next year. Once Clover turns 3 next year, I guess then we'll have an actual point of comparison as to like how smart she is. Anyway, I just pulled in this fish cat from the deco sheet because we're planning to feed the cats fish, and I assume that is how the cats will be. They will be happy. Then Friday the 4th is, you know, the 4th of July. My husband has the day off. It's nice that it's a 3-day weekend this year. And I was just told last night, or maybe, no, I was just told today that I believe we're invited to a friend's plans for a barbecue. So I'm just gonna block off the whole day and probably just write in that it's the 4th of July. I didn't pull a specific sticker for that. But I think maybe using the lobster would be fun. I assume we will not be having lobster at this barbecue, but you never know. But I just think it would be a fun way to mark the holiday. we're not going away or anything for 4th of July weekend. We usually don't. Everything's really crowded around here during the 4th of, like anything outdoors tends to get really crowded around 4th of July, which is kind of a shame. Although I feel like that's typical everywhere. Also, I don't like driving on 4th of July because I feel like people make not great decisions. So like the friend's house that we're going to that day, they live really close by. So I think we should be safe. Friday the 11th, I do have a doctor's appointment. So I'm going to pull in one of these to mark that. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to figure out what color do I want. Do I want this big of a label? Yeah, that's fine with me. It's in the afternoon. I don't know how long this appointment's supposed to be, actually. So let me pull in the 11 sticker. Just realized it's 7-Eleven, so it's been a long time since I participated in the free 7-Eleven Slurpee Day. I don't even know if they still do that. So I'm pulling in this doctor from the kit. But maybe I'll go get myself a Slurpee as a reward for going to my doctor's appointment. And then we get into some exciting stuff. So not that, you know, a barbecue and Clover's adoptiversary is not exciting, but Saturday the 19th, we're going to My Chemical Romance. I think I'm going to upload this video after these concerts happen, just so I can talk a little bit more about them in this video without fearing that I'm going to get stalked or something. But yeah, they're going to be at Oracle Park in San Francisco. I've only been to Oracle Park for a ball game. I haven't been for a concert. I know my brother went for Kendrick Lamar a couple months ago, so I'm going to ask him for some feedback on how to get in and out of there. But it's a really beautiful ballpark. It's on the water, so looking forward to that. We're mostly going because my husband's been a big fan of them for forever. I only really got into them in the last like 10 years when I started spending a lot of time with my husband. But I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm in my era of that type of music because the world is quite ugly right now. And then following that up, Wednesday the 23rd, we're going to see Death Cab for Cutie, and they're going to be right here in town, so that's nice. I think we're going, there's a new venue, it's like a mid-sized venue that just opened up this year. So we'll probably just Uber because parking might be kind of tricky around there. It's in Midtown, which is like the trendy part of town, honestly, which is why we don't live there because rents are higher and also parking is terrible in that part of town, honestly. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. It's nice that it's right nearby us and it's a band I've wanted to see for a really long time. I feel like Death Cab for Cutie is like how, like kind of the first overlap between my husband and I as far as music goes. I started listening to them probably before I met my husband, and then when I first met him, you know, any guy who has a guitar, everyone's always like, you should play for us. And so like he was playing some Death Cab for Cutie songs. This was before we started dating, or really even before we knew each other that well. So I do associate that with him for sure. And really, I don't think I have anything else to mark. I'm not getting paid this month. Cry. Oh wait, I should pull in the stickers I want to use for this. So I think for Death Cab for Cutie, I'm going to use this Molly Loves Playing Guitar just to have some contrast on that sticker. And then for My Chemical Romance, I'm going to pull in this Molly Loves Karaoke. I think I'll use this one. And really, I think that's it. Some things I have on my to-do list for this month. I need to get an oil change. I need to pay the vehicle registration because it's due, I think, the beginning of August. I need to keep working on job apps. We're in the middle of refinishing our nightstands. My husband's mostly doing that. I want to look into booking a trip for our anniversary and then kind of decluttering my photos so I can get my iCloud storage under control and maybe going to the library. So I think that's everything. This looks really blank. I'm sorry. I think, not sure what I'm going to do in the sidebar as far as, because it's blank obviously compared to the Planner Pixie Co. decorative sidebars. That's totally fine with me. I usually mark what books I'm reading, but I don't think I'm going to put that in just yet. I definitely want to keep reading this month, but I don't know how many box stickers I'm going to need for actual plans. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna pop in all of my date dots. I've used up all 4 full boxes, which means I can put all my date dots down ahead of time. And I will see you in a minute after I do all of these. All right, this is so stinking adorable. I know there's like no plans on here, but this is super cute. So here's what's left of the decorative sheet, or the character sheet, and this sheet is blank, and then this sheet I've got a bunch of stuff left to fill in things as they come up throughout the month. I'm gonna go ahead and white out the 31st, since obviously that's not on the Friday, that's on the Thursday over here. As far as things I've got going on in the background, I am probably doing training for work in order to become certified to be an online instructor. This is like the first district I've worked for that has offered me the opportunity to do that, and like kind of hinted at the fact that they might give me online classes, which would honestly be kind of nice to have that balance in there. It also expands my CV, my resume a bit, so that's nice. So I believe that course opens up on the 1st, and then I think it's like 60 hours of work, so I don't know if they're gonna like pace me through it and have certain deadlines, or if it's just kind of like a work at your own pace type of situation. So yeah, not a ton going on in July, mostly like this week of live music is there. And then August, I am going back to work, or I'm scheduled to go back to work a little bit earlier than I normally would in previous years, because I'm working for that district that's giving me the opportunity to do the online certification. So they start school like 2 weeks before the district that I was already working at. So normally I'd go back like the last week of August, but now I really have to start work like the first week of August in order to get everything ready. I'm not building any new courses, so at least there's that. And then I think they start school around here. I have to double check all of that. So yeah, a little bit of a shorter summer break than usual. It is tricky working for multiple school districts or multiple community college districts. If you're new here, I teach English at multiple community colleges because I am temporary part-time, big emphasis on quotes around there, because I end up working for these school districts for multiple years, and I piece together a full-time schedule by working at multiple schools. So that's what I got going on in the background, and yeah, that's it. Sorry that the page is so blank. I forgot, I should probably go write everything in, and then I will show you the truly complete month. Alrighty, that is all 5 things I've got going on written in. Wild and crazy month. I will fill in when I upload YouTube videos. I'll mark when I do those, because that's something I like to do on my monthly view. But yeah, let me know what July weather is like where you're at. I'm looking at the forecast for the next week, and it's not looking bad. Even on Friday, the 4th, it's looking like we're gonna have 85 degrees, which will be nice. A lot of times in July, we'll have like a 2-week stretch where it's 100 plus, anywhere from like 100 to like 115, and it's a little miserable. But it's a dry heat, like we like to say here in Sacramento. So we'll see how the weather shakes out. Again, like it's looking like this section of the calendar, which is normally very hot, is gonna be 90 to 95, which here is very manageable as long as, again, it's a dry heat. So it doesn't really feel, it's hot, but it's not like unbearably hot, if you know what I mean. So yeah, let me know what you're up to for 4th of July, if anything. If nothing else, it's a day off, right? And let me know any other summer plans that you've got going on. And I will talk to you next time.